This is NDTV. And you're watching Ndtv-Hindu.
EVM troubles and poll boycotts triggers the repolling. 8 booths in 5 constituencies will see voting tomorrow. Left joins Amma's chorus, demands security blanket at counting centres. Chief Electoral Officer assures of full security. Chennai sees the most number of people exercising their right to not vote. 25,000 in the city use Section 49O. It's official now, 78.12% of the electorate came out to vote in Tamil Nadu. The Chief Electoral Officer congratulates the Chennai
There
for
has
10%.
been a big awareness campaign about the importance of voting and voting with conscience.
Chidambaram Jr. is upset with Chief Thangabalu's firing act, says it is not playing by the party's rule book.
I believe the statement issued on behalf of the Tamil Nadu Congress Committee did not follow the correct procedure.
15-year-old girl allegedly molested by a CRPF constable on polling duty in Kanchipuram. He's moved back to his original posting. And ahead of Saturday's big clash, Chennai Super Kings fans come out with a super cheer for Dhoni and his boys.
Chennai Super Kings ke periya whistle aadinga enga ooru Chennai ke periya whistle aadinga.
A very good evening and welcome to Headlines Now with me, Ashmit Kumar. Let's take a quick look at stories coming in from across the country. Supreme Court grants bail to Binayak Sen, says there are no charges of sedition against the doctor. Pranab Mukherjee tells NDTV Congress alone cannot dislodge the left in Bengal, have to accept ground realities. In the everlasting 2G scam, the CBI seeks detention of 5 corporate executives, fearing they would abscond and impede the trial. India has the highest number of stillbirths in the world. This shocker after the latest census records the worst female sex ratio. Shah Khalis and Gautam Gambhir, 2 men on a demolition mission. KKR embarrasses Shane Warne and his boys in Jaipur. Well, first up, the Election Commission has ordered repolling at 1 more booth in a Sankaran Kovil Assembly constituency in the Trinalveli district. Now with this, the number of booths that go to repolling on Saturday has become 8. Now earlier, the Election Commission had ordered repolling in 7 booths in 5 constituencies across Tamil Nadu. The repolling will take place tomorrow at a booth in Neyveli constituency, 1 in Kiliyur constituency, 2 booths in Tiruvidai, Maradol constituency, the Arani booth and 1 in Bodhi Nayakanur constituency. Now the election boycott on polling day and malfunctioning of EVMs was cited as the reasons behind repolling. And well after Amma's loud cries for a security blanket across the counting centres, the left parties in the state have also joined in the chorus. CPM State Secretary G. Ramakrishnan and CPI State Secretary D. Pandian have urged the Election Commission to provide CRPF protection to all the counting centres across the state. Following in the footsteps of Jayalalitha, the leader of the AIADMK-led alliance, the leaders of both the left parties, in fact, have expressed concern about the leaving of counting centres to be manned by the state police alone. Now, these elections have been historic for many a reason, and here's another one. According to the official numbers, this edition of the assembly polls saw the highest voter turnout, beating the previous record. Now, the official number for voter turnout stands at 78.12%. Looking healthy, it has overtaken the earlier record of 75.57% in the previous 1967 elections when the DMK overthrew the Congress with an absolute majority. Now, while Karur district polled highest, around 86.06%, Chennai city just polled 68.02% votes, which means it was the lowest in the state. However, the polling percentage in Chennai has gone up by a full 10% compared to the 2006 assembly poll figure of 58%.
So I'll say there are multi-pronged reasons. One is that there has been a big awareness campaign about the importance of voting and voting with conscience that has made. Then also I think that a lot of these activities of catching money and all that has created tremendous awareness and a responsibility among people that we should vote. Thirdly, I think the message has gone among people that it will be a secure, they need not fear law and order problems, other things. So they felt that it will be safe to come and vote. Fourthly, the political party will have to be given the credit. Finally, people come to vote for them, so they have mobilized their support quite well. I think these are the various reasons. And finally, the people themselves, they felt that this is our duty, a right, and our future is determined. So they have realized that thing and have come to vote. And in spite of a lot of inconvenience like long lines, queues, etc. in the morning, they have voted, which has led to a high percentage.
Well, but not all who came out to vote were looking to back a certain party. With increasing awareness, here's another trend which is catching up with the educated voter in Chennai. The city recorded the highest number of voters who chose to go the 49-0 way by deciding to not vote for any of the political parties. Now, the total number of voters who chose to vote under 49-0 stood at nearly 25,000 in Chennai alone. Now, the women of Tamil Nadu have shown that they do take polling exercises very seriously. Now, women voters overtaking men has emerged as a new trend that has set tongues wagging about what women power means in this poll outcome. Now, Peer Mohammed brings us this report. Women outperformed men on April 13th when Tamil Nadu went to the polls. 78.54% of the women voted, while only 77.71% of the men turned up to get inked. In the 2006 assembly polls, only 68.75% of the women voted, but 72.41% of the men cast their votes. In 2001 assembly elections as well, women's polling percentage was lesser. 56.83% women cast their votes. The male percentage, 61.30%. This year's women power may have a bearing on the May 13th results.
திருமண உதவித்தொகை திட்டம் அது மட்டுமல்லாமல் கர்ப்ப காலத்தில் பெண்களுக்கு உதவித்தொகை கிடைக்கிறது. சுய உதவி குழுக்கள் அவங்களுடைய நலனை பாதுகாக்கக்கூடிய ஒரு அரசாங்கம், அந்த திட்டங்கள் இன்னும் கூட பெண்களுக்கான பல விஷயங்கள் இன்றைக்கு திராவிட முன்னேற்ற கழகத்தினுடைய ஆட்சியில் பெண்களுக்காக அந்த 5 வருஷத்தில் அமல்படுத்தப்பட்டுச்சு. அப்போ அதன் மூலமாக பலனடைந்த பெண்கள் தொடர்ந்து இந்த பலன்களை அடையணும் அப்படிங்கிறத விருப்பமாக கொண்டு கூட இந்த தேர்தலில் வாக்களிக்கணும், இன்னும் கூட இந்த திட்டங்கள் தொடரணும், இன்னும் கூட பெண்கள் எம்பவர் ஆகணும் அப்படின்னு யோசிச்சிருக்கலாம்.
While the ruling DMK party may attribute the huge female presence to its nurturing of women self-help groups who nurtured 73 lakhs across Tamil Nadu, some analysts have a different reading of the scenario.
One thing, the electoral rolls are more perfect. Earlier, even dead persons found their names. If they had, their ghosts at least would have found their names in the electoral roll. Now the rolls are near perfect, and so that is one reason. Two, people are in a mood to demand change of government. So they are anxious to register their vote against the government. That is another reason.
The electorate and the experts have to wait until May 13th to know which argument is correct.
The unprecedented turnout of women voters in these elections may have several reasons. Some call it the mixer-grinder effect. Some attribute it to the anti-incumbency factor. Whatever may be the reason, it is seen as a healthy trend in democracy. In Chennai, Peer Mohammed, Ndtv-Hindu.
Now, with such a large chunk of the population coming out to vote, the Chief Electoral Officer had only words of praises about the involvement of the public in this democratic exercise. Now, the Chief Electoral Officer said that this was a victory of Tamil Nadu's common man.
Who is the hero of the election? Is it Tamil Nadu Makkal? Finally, the people who came out in large numbers to vote without fear. Among the main, if you want to say who is the hero of the election, is it Tamil Nadu Makkal. Among the hero. They came and voted.
While the tensions within the TNCC at this point are refusing to die down, and the latest member that has lashed out at the TNCC chief has been Karthi Chidambaram, son of the Home Minister P. Chidambaram. Now, expressing shock over the sacking of 19 Congress functionaries by KV Thangabalu, he said that the act was not in tune with the party's rules and regulations.
There is a procedure in which a person can be expelled from the party. there is also a procedure in which a person can be inducted into the party. For example, a member of the assembly, like Mr. Ashwi Shekhar, when he had to be admitted to the party, even though he was a member of another party when he got elected, we had to get AICC approval to admit him into the party. So there is also a procedure to expel certain office bearers and certain functionaries from the party. And I believe the statement issued on behalf of the Tamil Nadu Congress Committee did not follow the correct procedure. I believe it was suo moto and ultra virus. And particularly regarding the Youth Congress functionaries, they are governed by a completely different set of rules, and they are governed by the Youth Congress constitution. They are elected functionaries. In order to even expel them, the Youth Congress leadership and Youth Congress organization has to follow certain procedure. Certain people have been in the past removed from the Youth Congress, but they have been done by the Youth Congress themselves. The parent body has no jurisdiction or right to do that. So this is a completely ultra virus move, Ismail.
So do you think this has affected the spirit of the Youth Congress members?
No, I don't think it's affected the Youth Congress members. I think they're taking it very nonchalantly. I think the Youth Congress President of Tamil Nadu also issued a statement. I think they're all taking it very nonchalantly.
And sir, how do you think this developments has been taken by the party high command? Have you written to them? What are their reactions?
I have communicated to the CWC member and the Home Minister of India, and many others have communicated this to the AICC. So we are waiting for the AICC to take appropriate action on this development.
And sir, lastly, do you think these developments will affect the coalition once the result comes out?
No. This is a purely inter-party affair. This is not going to affect election results or anything beyond that. This is a purely procedural issue of the party.
Now shifting focus now, there is an outpouring of support for Binayak Sen, and Chennai too chips in with backing Dr. Sen. We'll bring you more of those reactions in just a bit.